The most engaging, impactful, informative, and entertaining talk show ever. Get ready to hear the voices of many local, state, and national artists, musicians, comedians, pastors, athletes, and politicians. It's time for South Florida Live with Jeffrey Brown.
Hey, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Hey. Good evening, everyone. It's the South Florida Live Podcast. I'm your host, Jeffrey Brown, and this is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice. Yeah. I want freedom. Come on, join us this evening. Come on, join us this evening. It's the South Florida Live Podcast. We are talking about the things that matter. We will tell the truth because the truth will set you free. We need. Come on, join us. Come on, join us this evening. Tag some people on Facebook. Go ahead and tag about 10 people. Let them know. South Florida Live Podcast. Let's talk about the things that matter, y'all. We got a lot to talk about. We will tell the truth because the truth is going to set you free on tonight. Join us. We want freedom. Come on, those that are viewing by YouTube, let's do it. Come on, join us. Those that's viewing by YouTube, let's like and share. Like and share. Let somebody know that the podcast is on. I know the Olympics is going on and whatnot, but hey, it's some stuff we need to talk about tonight, y'all. We do need freedom. May the last one burn into flames. Freedom, freedom, I can't move. Freedom, where are you? 'Cause I need freedom too. Break chains off myself. All right. I'ma keep running 'cause hey, we're ready to do this. The power team is set, ready, and go. My sister is in the wing. That she go. Good evening to the doctor.
Hey, I'm ready.
You're ready.
Yes, I'm going to get a huge flag, laminate a huge Kamala Harris sign, put it in my front yard for all these Trump supporters in the neighborhood that have their flags flying high. I will fly mine highly, high and proud. Y'all better watch out because here we are. We are not going back. We are moving forward. Y'all better get up off me on tonight.
We want freedom. Here it is. We want
open the streets and watch our beliefs. And when they call my name inside the concrete, I pray it forever.
Let me get my little. Yes.
There she go. Look at the doc. To me, TV. The doc ready.
Hey.
She flying freedom.
Hey. Good evening.
Freedom. Center your stuff. Yeah, I can hear you. Need the center. Okay. Center.
Okay.
The other way. There you go. There you go. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Listen, we are ready. We got the power team on tonight, y'all. Listen, those that are viewing by Facebook, You just don't know what you're in store for on this evening. Get
tonight.
ready, because we want freedom.
I can put my sign down now. Everybody see who I'm voting for? Everybody know who I'm voting for?
Yeah, we see you. We see you. We see you.
It? You see it?
We see you.
Already know.
In color. Yes, we see you, Doc. We see you.
I have it in my car. People on my job want these signs. Hey, wait till UPD put out these signs. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get a huge. I'm gonna have my yard decorated with yard signs. I'm gonna make all of these Trump supporters in my neighborhood have. I was about to say little black babies, but they are going
You stupid. You stupid.
You dumb. Is that the Dr. Reverend talking over there? Hey, listen.
This is the one and only Apostle Dr. Joy E.L. Jackson, pastor, founder, and overseer of Christian Fellowship Worship Center for All People, 13700 Northwest 19th Avenue, Opelika, Florida.
That's a long title. That's a long title. You ain't got like a short name like
no, that's it. No,
OJ.
No. I want the folk to know that the pastor who I'm voting for, who I'm standing for. Do we not know that civil rights was headquarters within the church?
Yeah. Oh, that I meant to tell you. I saw something that says that the church was having a gathering to support Kamala, and I'm like, well, about time. Remember, I've been saying on here for a few weeks, where's the church? I'm so happy to know they're gonna participate. Praise God.
I'm glad y'all started there, because I'm gonna start with this clip. And I love this guy. I love him how he brings the church to the political scene, to the political platform, and keep us informed of what's going on. Hey, y'all got to check this one out. I mean, he hit it on the head when he said, "You don't mess with us. You can't mess. If you mess with us, this what might happen."
Need to put this country on notice and say, since you want to play in our face, you're going to mess around and find out. I like that, because God is good enough to make sure that folk mess around and find out. Biden was pressured into stepping down last Sunday after church, and then Biden pulled a fast one and said, all right, since I'm going to step down, I'm going to tap Kamala Harris to step up. And y'all, for a whole week, they've been messing around and finding out, because that night, black women got on a call with 44,000 black women, raised $1.5 million, because America's gonna mess around and find out. Black men were encouraged, got on a call the next night. 53,000 registered, raised $1.3 million, because the country's gonna mess around and find out. But y'all black women started something, because the next thing I know, white women had a call, white men had a call, LGBTQIA had a call, because when they play in our faith, God says mess around and find out.
Yeah.
Mess around and find out. That's the one and only Reverend Dr. Freddie Haynes. You mess around. Y'all mess around. You about to mess around. Y'all about to find out what's going on. Y'all about to find out.
Listen, let me tell you a couple of things. I actually wrote some notes for tonight, but I'm not gonna get into my notes just yet. Let me say this.
I did too.
The debate is gonna be like, remember, all of you are old enough to remember when Thriller premiered on TV for the first time. We gonna watch that debate the way we watched Thriller for the first time. You heard me? I'm trying to tell you, that man is not prepared for that black woman. I rest better at night now knowing that there's about to be a black woman in charge. Why? Because I had good role models in my life. My mother, my auntie, my godmama, my big cousins, black women, strong black women. Things are gonna be just fine.
That there.
Let me tell you something.
He on his knees.
Listen. What President Biden did for the country, he put himself in his own political pursuits and career aside, and what was best for the country. It's like he blew fresh life into the party, because the Democratic Party was dying. They were on life support, and this resynergy of VP Harris is amazing. It's like, it was already good to be a black woman in this country, please understand, but waking up that Monday morning, it's good to be a black woman in these United States right now. And we have to protect her, and we got to lift her up, and not allow anybody to come along and talk crazy about her, because they're already starting. She not really black. She didn't have any foreign policy experience. All those untrue. Yeah. Listen, when she told the people in Atlanta last night, if you got something to say it to my face. I don't know how much black you want it to be.
But not only that,
I'm gonna get a T-shirt that says "Say it to my face."
But not only that, but he was at the journalist, the Black Journalist, National Black Journalist thing today, and he was saying that you don't know if she black. She 1 minute she's saying she's Indian, and now all of a sudden now she want to be black. But I got this. I got this form. I got this form right here. I got this form.
Do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage. Because as the saying goes, if you got something to say,
you better say it to my face.
He got to get the audio right over there.
Do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage. As the saying goes, if you got something to say,
say it to my face.
What's up with your audio? What's going on?
Y'all don't hear it?
No.
We heard the first part of it, but we never heard the "say it to my face" part.
Yeah.
But it's okay. We know what was said.
We know what was said. We know what was said.
Come on.
You'll reconsider to meet me on the stage. Because as the saying goes, if you got something to say,
say it to my face, bro. Come on. He ain't gonna do it. He's not gonna do it.
Okay, that cartoon right there look like that is a maxi pad on his ear and not a gauze or whatever. That's funny.
First of all.
No, I don't.
Yeah, it is that's what it is.
It's a okay.
That's what it is on his ear. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, the FBI have been trying to get the doctor's records of what actually happened. And of course, they have not provided anything because they don't think the man was shot.
No, they've already said it was a piece of glass that the bullet hit something that was glass, and there was shards of glass that grazed his ear, because the AR would have taken his whole ear off.
And part of the side of his head.
Right.
So
and there was no fragment, no bullet fragment nowhere found.
And my question was, where's the bullet? That bullet should have hit somebody else or something else.
Well, there was people behind him that got hit. There was some people behind him that got hit.
Yeah,
remember?
Yeah. That was a guy. That was that firefighter. There was a firefighter who died. Yeah, that literally got shot. Now he got shot.
But wait, time out. The people that were behind him on camera, you did not see anybody move. So the people that got shot were not people that were directly behind him. They were on the side. They were on the side. So what happened to the bullet that was projected to the people that was either directly behind him or directly in front of him?
You know what? It don't even matter. I'm gonna tell you why it don't matter, because First of all, because he's done so much to incite. He's done so much to incite violence, to perpetuate chaos and mayhem. It's like when Malcolm X said the roosters will come home to crow. That's how I felt in that moment. I saw it live because I was in Atlanta and I was watching the news as I was getting prepared to go out. So I was watching Fox News, whatever. That's what the channel was on. So we saw it happen live. And there was like a 10-minute delay between what we saw and then the rest of the networks to pick up that something that happened. And then many people feel like it was a staged coup by Trump. Many people felt like it was a staged coup by Trump. And it wasn't until the reports started coming out that people were shot, there was somebody killed, and all that should let us know there was a real attack and there was a real incident that occurred.
I still think it was staged.
But my thing is though, TB and Doc, is that to them, I'm gonna tell you how these people think.
They're cruel.
That boy was just collateral damage.
Yeah, casualties of war.
Casual damage. That's how their mindset is. To get their point across, to prove something, to get more attention. Because have you heard of anything from his family?
No.
Do anybody talk about the family? Only thing they said that the dad was the one who got the gun for him. That's what's told. But there's no proof. Nobody's talked to his dad. Nobody's talked to his mother. Nobody's talked to any of his family members.
Let's have
you don't even hear
who got
about
the body.
You don't hear anything about his family members.
In our community, we asked 2 questions. How did the person die and who got the body? We have not been told yet who has the body. And we know he was killed by, FBI, Secret Service, or whoever those people are. But who got the body? What funeral home has the body? But that's the thing. You have no news reporter, and normally they're going to go find the parents and report to the parents, ask the parents how they feel, what they think. Did you know he was like this? Do you have any idea? Have you seen any of that? No.
They did. Now, what they did do, they did ask accordingly some of the people from his school, and they said that they would have never thought that he would have done anything like that because he was not that type of student. They can't find anything on social media of any.
They can't find a motive.
Manifesto. They can't find anything in his room. They have gotten to the computers. They have cleansed everything, and they cannot find a reason of why he would do that, being a Republican. Yes, I believe that it was a setup and that somebody got paid to do something.
Now the buzzword, and I'm gonna play a couple more clips. The buzzword that's going around now is about Trump and Vance is that they're weird. The whole
that's the word weird.
Weird. They're weird.
And she described them as weird.
This is why they are weird. This is why they are weird. Stuff like this. They're saying foolishness like this. This is what's making them weird.
Democrats say that it is racist to believe, well, they say it's racist to do anything. I had a Diet Mountain Dew yesterday and
hold on.
It is the weirdest thing to me. Democrats say that it is racist to believe, well, they say it's racist to do anything. I had a Diet Mountain Dew yesterday and one today. I'm sure they're going to call that racist too, but it's good. I love you guys.
If you believe the polls,
okay. Now that's weird. Here's Trump. Here's Trump. This is why they're weird. Now, did that anything he said make any sense?
But absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't know what he's talking about.
Every time he opened his mouth, he says something dumb and nothing makes sense. Okay, here's Trump.
Christians, get out and vote just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years. You know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian. I love you. Get out. You got to get out and vote.
You heard that right?
That's
Y'all heard that
not
right?
weird. That's not weird.
No.
That's not weird.
Did you
He's
hear what
telling
he
you
Again,
said?
what he's
Christians
going
get
to
out
do.
and
Did you hear what he
He's
said?
telling you.
No. Did you hear what he
He's
said?
telling you.
No, the weird part, the
The
weird,
man said,
hold
I'm
on,
not Christian. The
hold
man
on.
said, I'm not
That's the
Christian.
weird part.
Uh-uh.
That's the weird part, Doc, is that this man said, I'm not Christian.
Yeah.
All that he was saying about Christian vote, I understand what you're saying, Doc, what he planning on doing. That's a part of the executive order. He's going to shut down where you don't have to vote no more. I got that. But in the midst of it, you got to catch the weird part is it, you talking about my Christian, then you say, I'm not a
Christian.
Listen, the Republican Party, anybody want to know what the Republican Party agenda is Project 2025. That leads me to my notes. Y'all keep talking, I'm gonna pull up my notes real fast over here.
Let me tell you this. Project 2025 have already started in Florida.
Of course.
So, yeah, with the voucher system, with the Models for Liberty, with the equity, diversity, and inclusion, all of that is already started in Florida. So,
right.
They're talking about Project 2025. This is 2024, and this started in 2023. Project 2025 that has already been implemented in the state. Wait. The banning of books. What they are doing with education, they want this to be not a public education system. They want everything privatized, and they do not want public education to be going on anymore. Point blank.
Right, we know that. Listen, what I find so ironic about it is that, and I said this here before, that if you pay attention to the states led by Republican governors, what they've done in the last 2 years in their legislative sessions is pass laws in their states that mimic, or should I say, are direct directly from Project 2025 to the point where if you compare the language, let's say between Florida and let's say Arizona, or Florida or in Georgia, because that's a Republican-led state, the language is almost verbatim, and it's all derived from Project 2025. But let me go over these notes that I have about Project 2025. Anyone making $150K and below will be screwed by Project 2025 because of what they're going to do with taxes. People who receive SNAP benefits, those are people who got the food stamps. Remember, I didn't get my food stamps this summer, but we ain't going to talk about it. The food stamp recipients will have much more difficulty qualifying to receive benefits. The President Biden loan forgiveness program will be completely erased. The Department of Justice and the FBI will be completely revamped, and Department of Education will cease to exist. Trump wants the authority to remove any civil servants who do not align with his policies and his agenda. And this would include the director of the FBI and the DOJ, which is the Department of Justice. Yep. Project 25 would overthrow many of FDR policies, including many of the aspects from the New Deal. Anybody who took 11th grade history, you know what the New Deal is. You know what FDR did to bring this country back after the Great Depression. Okay. Those who work hourly and depend on overtime pay, Project 2025 will make it almost impossible to receive overtime pay. And just FYI, Mexico has a Jewish female president. And J.D. Vance, who was chosen by Trump to be his running mate, the Republican Party is looking at him like they've made a grave mistake. Because every time J.D. Vance opens his mouth, he just makes people want to vote for VP Harris. Yeah. And he's out here saying things in private that they're recording and they're making public.
Yeah.
And the baseline is that they have nothing on her.
Go ahead, Doc.
They have nothing on her. So
go ahead, Doc.
They created a campaign all around Joe Biden's fallacies. Yeah. And now that they have to contend with VP Harris, they have nothing. And I love it.
Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead, Doc.
They want Vance. They are now thinking and feeling like they made a mistake and they moved too quickly with Vance. And they are trying to figure out what can they do, because you know, like you said, every time he opened his mouth, there is a problem. There are people out there on the Republican Party now are saying that if you vote for a woman, then you are a weak man. If a male vote for a woman, you're a weak man, and that evidently you want to be a woman. This is crazy. The strongest men I know have a strong wife.
Yeah.
And if you have a strong wife, you have something special. And Vance right now, he doesn't, they feel like they know they made a mistake. He's talking about cat women and criticizing women that do not have children, and women that have children should have a more voting privileges, or their vote should be stronger than women that do not have. Now that's some weird conversations that they're saying. And they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do now.
Don't have a clue. Don't have a clue.
They stuck with it. They stuck with him.
You know what that remind me of? It remind me
because he made the comment.
Scooby before the commercial break. You know that dumb look Shaggy and Scooby used to have before the commercial break?
Ooh. But he made a comment himself. See, Trump has been putting out fires that he's been lighting.
Right.
Yeah.
And now he's putting out stuff. He made a statement about his wife. Oh, my wife is an immigrant, but she do take good care of my kids. Come on, bro. Are you serious right now? But see, that's his mindset, because he's wealthy, got all the money, and they don't think what they say, because it don't matter to them. It don't matter what I say, what I do. Now you in this position, bro. You can't. It's some things that you just can't say. You got to say stuff that makes sense, but it don't make sense. But they are really, the Republicans are really shifting and changing itself. And I got this. They were talking. This clip is about the Constitution, and I got the Constitution, and they just really kind of, some of them are flipping they back and about Trump. they
And then on that day, President Trump asked
This
me
is
to put
Pence.
over the Constitution. But I chose the Constitution, and I always will. And and then on that day, President Trump asked me to put him over the Constitution. But I chose the Constitution, and I always will. And I really do believe that anyone who puts themselves over the Constitution should never be president of the United States. And anyone who asks someone else to put themselves over the Constitution should never be president of the United States again. I've been very forthright about this issue, and I'll continue.
And now that was Mike Pence talking about the Constitution. Now this is the border bill that they keep want to throw at her, but y'all the ones who was holding it up.
Don't mess with that, prosecutor.
I think the border is a very important issue for Donald Trump. And the fact that he would communicate to Republican senators and congresspeople that he doesn't want us to solve the border problem because he wants to blame Biden for it is really appalling.
I'm extremely disappointed in the very strange maneuvering by many on the right to torpedo a potential border reform bill. If we have a bill that on net significantly decreases illegal immigration, and we sabotage that is inconsistent with what we told our voters we would do. But it would be a pretty unacceptable dereliction of your duty.
I had a popular commentator 4 weeks ago that I talked to that told me flat out, if you try to move a bill that solves the border crisis during this presidential year, I will do whatever I can to destroy you.
But I would acknowledge President Trump failed, along with Republicans, Paul Ryan and the guys. They failed in 2018 to actually move a border security bill to tighten this so that we weren't dealing with this crisis right now. They failed to actually get the wall built. President Trump signed 12 continuing resolutions after he said he would never sign another one if they didn't give him the money to finish building the wall. Look, this stuff matters. It adds up. I call balls and strikes. This is not hard.
The speaker says that if one migrant...
Okay. So now, but they'll say that Biden is the one that's holding up the one. But here, your own Republican Party, that's all those guys that were speaking, Republicans.
Can I say something?
Trump told him to do it.
Can I say something?
No.
VP Harris was never responsible for the border. VP Harris was not given the task of the border by President Biden. She was given the task of going to certain foreign countries to see what was going on and how the U.S. could help those foreign countries. They talked about that on The View today. Her assignment was never the border. So all this talk about her not having any control of the border is false. Them talking about her having no foreign policy experience or foreign, intelligence is also false. It's like everything they say is a lie from the pits of hell.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I played that clip, because all those Republicans, those are all Republicans saying that it was Trump who killed the bill. Right. They had it together, but he would not pass it. And they told him, like that one guy said, if you pass it, we're coming after you. We're gonna destroy you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's Republicans now, but now you want to flip it and try and make it like it's Biden that's messing up the bill and all. You had an opportunity. They had an opportunity to put that bill in place, and they did not do it because they weren't going to be able to build a wall.
No, they were afraid that if the bill passed, that would have hurt Trump's chances of winning. But right now, you know the scripture in the book of Exodus, whereas Pharaoh told the women to kill all the Hebrew babies.
Yeah.
And the midwives, when they would go there, they would say that the Hebrew women are not like the Egyptian women. That by the time they get there, the babies are already there. So they didn't know what to do and how to fulfill what Pharaoh wanted. See, right now, the Republicans are scrambling because black women are not like these other women. And a black woman is going to stand up to the test. A black woman is not going to back down. A black woman know how to make a meal with flour and cornmeal and grains of rice. And she'll make a meal that's filling and nourishing to the belly. So now the Republicans don't know what to do. They don't know how to come at Kamala. They were so prepared with an 80-something-year-old Biden, and they had all of their talking points down pat. They knew what to say. You know, Trump said in the debate, well, I don't know what he was saying. I don't know what he was saying. But he can't say that with Kamala Harris. He cannot say that with this black woman. First of all, she's intelligent. Next of all, she has a real Jewish doctorate degree. She doesn't have a degree that the daddy paid for. She had to earn her way up the ladder. She knows who she is. Trump is still trying to figure out and trying to please his daddy that's already gone to ashes. So that's not going to happen. He doesn't know who he is because, first of all, he supported the Clintons when they were running for president. The man was a Democrat.
He used to be a Democrat.
He was a Democrat. So he only switched over to be a Republican to run for president because he knew he was not going to beat out Hillary in the Democratic Party. So he switched over. So he don't know what. He used to rub noses with Sharpton. He used to rub noses with these black boxers. And now all of a sudden, he's a bigot. Now he's with the...
Well, no, that's not all of a sudden.
Well, okay.
All of a sudden.
He's always been
from what he did with his apartments in New York to the those five young men, how he wanted them dead and all that. He's been a racist. He's been a racist.
I understand that, but he used to hang out with black folk.
Yes, he did.
He did. He hung out with black folk. You don't see him hanging out with black folk no more. You don't even really see too many black folk behind him on stage anymore. Where's the one that says, "Oh, I just love you. It's not that I hate you.
She was paid.
But I just love you."
You talking about those two black ladies, Destiny, Diamond, or whatever? One of them died.
No, it's another older lady. It's another older lady that she just claims she love them, but she getting paid. They all getting paid. You don't see Diamond no more.
They are getting paid for what they are doing.
Yeah, they get paid.
Yes.
They're getting paid. That's why you don't see Diamond them, because they ain't gonna give them no more money.
Well, one of them died, so maybe that kind of yeah.
But it's an older lady that she wears shirts and all that stuff. Hey, listen, I got to go back to the I'm not Christian thing. I'm sorry.
Are you surprised? I mean, to me, you didn't say anything that I didn't already know.
No.
Listen, you know a tree by the bear, by the fruit it bears, right? You know a tree by the fruit it bears.
I hear you.
You never seen an avocado tree give you no mangoes, right?
This is why. Listen to why I'm going back there. Now, I'm going back there because now this is the thing. I'm not a Christian. That was he mentioned that, right? But you got a slew of black pastors and evangelicals that surround him, that's with him. So you tell me y'all know he's not a Christian.
They stupid.
Hold on.
It's not the views of your show. Tanika Bennett said it.
Hold on.
They stupid. I said it.
No. Hold on. That means y'all haven't witnessed to him, and y'all haven't led him in the sinner's prayer. But y'all praying with him?
Man, don't make me go to church on here with you. Because many are called, but few are chosen. Many are called, but few are chosen.
Yeah,
you know, it's gonna be enough of playing with God around here.
Y'all have not won him over to Christ.
Because
How can they? They can't win him over to something that. Listen, we are not gonna have church on here. We're gonna talk about these little politics and get off because sisters start at 9 o'clock. But listen here.
Hey,
I wasn't surprised over what he said.
So you want to rush me? You want to rush me tonight, right? You want to rush? Because this is coming on.
No, sir. And no circumstance I'm trying to rush. All I'm saying is that we can talk about something else. I know that man wasn't no Christian.
Listen,
I don't think none of the people that follow him are true Christians. They don't read the Bible that I read.
I told y'all I had some questions to ask y'all. I told y'all
I'm ready. Let's go.
There was some stuff going on. There was some little controversies going on. All right, at the rally. I'm gonna talk about the rally. The rally.
Which one?
This is questions in Atlanta. The rally in Atlanta. All right, because this is what go. You know what?
You better hurry up because my stuff about to die.
No, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna talk about this because this is something that Buddy said. This is something that Trump said. He often talk about her blackness or whatever, but Meg the Stallion was at her rally. Did y'all think that hurt or help?
I think it helps because Meg the Stallion represents the younger folks, first of all. Second of all, she's good at her craft. Let's talk about that. She's a great MC.
Who is she?
Meg the Stallion. She's an MC. I'll school you on it later, Dr. Joy. We ain't got time for that right now. Listen, gotta watch YouTube or something.
We'll help you later.
We'll fill you in later. Okay, so Meg the Stallion has a following of young folks, and these young folks have not been properly courted by either party. These young folks have not been impressed by either party in previous elections, and it's great to have someone of her stature from that generation supporting VP Harris. It helped. Yeah. It helped in my opinion.
Because I asked the question, TB, because there's some controversy going in between with some women and whatnot, because she chose, she did her Ratchet song and she performed on the stage.
Well, it's better her than Sexy Red. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
Dr. Joy, I know you don't know none of these people. Me and you will talk about this after the show.
I don't know
like who and what.
She don't know. She don't understand
a question that I can answer because I don't know about Sexy Red.
Okay, she don't understand that either. But I just wanted to ask that. I understand, TB, what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but that she's targeting the that age group, because the age group who she's targeting does not vote.
Right.
They don't vote. But are you kind of shifting, selling it and that little look just for those votes? And this leads into my next question. Do you feel she's trying too hard defending her blackness?
No.
She black?
No.
Who?
Listen.
Who's defending?
Go back and look at some of them pictures of Kamala Harris from when she was at Howard.
I'm only asking a question, y'all.
Okay? Look at some of those pictures. You can't mimic culture. People try to mimic culture. You understand what I'm saying? People try very hard to mimic our culture. We see it all the time. I call them culture vultures. That is, they take a piece of our culture. The Kardashians do that crap all the time. I ain't got no problem with the Kardashians. I don't want the momager coming after me. But I'm telling you, they mimic a lot of our culture and take it and run with it. And then people's like, oh, wow, oh, wow. No, it's not oh, wow. People in our culture been doing what they're trying to make and market mainstream and make revenue off of it. Okay? But
so
Kamala
again,
Harris is not doing that. Kamala Harris is not doing that.
How is she trying to be black and she black?
I only asked
Right. It's dumb people who are saying that. Because last time I checked, Jamaicans are black. Hello, Jamaican and Bahamian.
Wait.
And nobody in my family has ever said we Bahamian not black, or we Jamaican and not black. Nobody's ever said that. That's stupid.
You get a drop of black blood, you black. And this one lady that was on the that was a panelist at AFT, and this lady is white, and she got up there saying that we are all from Africa. Africa is the birthplace. We are
the body
all
of first
Africans,
man is found in Africa. Yeah,
we are all black. What happened was we went to different areas of the world.
Yeah,
and the white people went in the caves, and that's how they became so lack of melanin.
And the weather.
This is gonna be a different type of show. You really go down this whole. You about to turn this show into something different.
Don't go there, TB.
I'm just saying. I know.
The folk went crazy because the white folk. What is she talking about? Saying, and she said, turn to your brother and your sister and said, welcome my African brother or welcome my African sister. The folk was going crazy. So to go back to your question about Kamala being black.
But I got that.
I
I'm asking a question because I told you it's been some controversy going out there. This is some of the stuff that's out in the air. So I'm asking y'all that. So do you feel that? And y'all said no. Should she? So y'all, do you think she should focus on appealing to both sides and more so towards both sides and more trying to win the white brothers and sisters vote?
No, she don't have to try because she's already doing that.
Go ahead.
She's doing that now. When they had the Zoom call, how many white men got on their own Zoom call? How many black men got on their own Zoom call? How many white women got on their own Zoom call? These people are gravitating to somebody that's fresh, that's telling the truth, that's powerful. They're sick and tired of Donald Trump. They're sick and tired of all the negative rhetoric, and they want something different. And if I log off, I'm on 1%. So go ahead, TB.
Well, no, finish your thought because you got 1%. Finish your thought. Well, go get your charger.
I have it. I just need to plug it up.
Okay.
Plug it up. But the thing is, she doesn't have to try to win folk over. She's doing that anyway with what she stands for, what she believes in, what she's doing, what she have done. So it's just going to fall in place. Everything is just going to fall right in the correct perspective. Kamala Harris, first black president of the United States of America.
Go ahead, TB.
All right, listen. First of all, as I said before, she's not mimicking or pretending to be something that she's not. She is who she is. Do you all recall when she debated Mike Spence? If that wasn't black woman magic happening when she was debating him, I don't know what to say. You have to have had the experience to be able to recognize or be able to point it out when you see it. She does a lot of black woman things instinctively and naturally without rehearsing it or pretending. You know pretending when you see one. You know somebody who's authentically whomever they are. Okay? That's first of all. Secondly, you know what I need black men to stop doing? Because I've talked to several black men since she announced she's going to run for president. I need black men to really shut the hell up if you don't have nothing positive to say about this lady. I don't want to hear about her record as a prosecutor and all that because our community does bipolar stuff. And what do I mean by bipolar stuff? We say we want the guns and the drugs and the crime to be out of our communities. And then somebody comes along and does just that. And we say, free Pookie. No, don't do that. What are you talking about? If Pookie Nut in the game are terrorizing and causing havoc and harm in our communities, and somebody come along and handle that, why are we then backpedaling saying free them and this and that when they are the problem in our community? Okay. So to then talk about her record of incarcerating so many black men, listen, we're gonna talk about records. Then they shouldn't have voted for Joe Biden because of the crime bill. What was it, 1993, 1994? But we still voted for him, right? We touched and agreed, we forgave and forgot. And when you do the research about VP Harris's record, it's not thousands and thousands of black men that were incarcerated. That is a lie that has been perpetuated by the Republican Party to even divide us even more. We already have our issues. Men and women, black men and women already have our issues.
Yeah.
We don't need anything else to further divide us. We need this should be a moment where we're coming together. And here's what I'm gonna say too. I can't tell anybody who to vote for. You understand? I can't tell anybody who to vote for. All I can tell you to do is vote, do your research, do your homework, be well informed. That's all I can tell you. But what I do not want to see anymore is black men using their platforms to talk crap about this lady. Because no matter how raggedy and terrible Trump or anybody else is that is not black, you don't see their women and their people coming on there talking crap about them. You don't. Well, the nephew just did the View and he has a book or whatever. So he's monetizing his perspective on his uncle and all that right there. And I feel sorry for that family for what that man talked about in reference to their experience with their own relative Donald Trump. But aside from that, you don't see white women on TV just making it a point to bash Trump. We don't see that. I need our black men to stop that foolishness. I need some of the black women too. Some of the black women out there talking crap about that lady. Let it go. You mad at your mama?
You know what?
Mad with other black women, go handle your business with them black women that you mad at. But stop using that lady as your excuse to bash and berate other black women. Stop it. It's foolish.
Now the black men that talking that foolishness like this, and I told one the other day, I say, stop being a feminist. You're really showing yourself of being a feminist. One of those that, because some guy inboxed me talking about he's not ready for a woman president. I asked him the question why.
He ain't gotta be ready. It's okay. He ain't gotta be ready. He won't even be ready.
I don't think women are strong enough to don't get carried. I'm just talking that women are because I straighten them. I straight up straighten them that women are strong enough to run the country. I say your mama was strong enough to raise you and raise you well. Your mama was strong enough to go work and come home, cook, clean, wash clothes. Now here you got a very educated woman who's capable of being president, because if she wasn't capable, she would never be the vice president.
That part.
Because Biden said it. He said if she wasn't capable to be president, he would have never selected her at VP. So don't give me that about brothers. I don't want to hear it about the woman this and the woman that. She's capable. She's able, and she's more than able, because look at the conversation and the speeches that she have compared to the speeches that he have. Let's keep it real, y'all. This is the part that gets me upset. That there's like you got blinders on, your ears are stiff when you hear this man talk. He never talks. He never says anything. He never speaks facts. He never talks policy. Only thing keep talking about the border, and now he's talking about her race, and now he's talking about this. That's all he got. How is that going to make the country better? How is that going to make America great again? Just talking about what you can do with the border, how they've let the people from the immigrants come in here and take black jobs. And he was asked on the question on the thing, what is black job?
What black jobs? Yes.
It's jobs for everybody. He said, no, you said black jobs. What is black jobs?
Yeah.
But he can't, but see, you sit there and he can't answer it. He don't answer it. He can't answer it. And then y'all don't stay true and make him answer the question and be honest and walk away saying, dang, this dude has no common sense. He ain't say nothing. But because y'all want to call yourself relating to him because he know what it is to be in confined, be charged unfalsely. This man got 30, 32, 34. 34, and he was found guilty of his peers. Not Biden, not the Democrat Party, none of that, of his peers. And his people are the ones who selected the jury. So anyway, no, I asked a question because there's some stuff going on. I know what it is. She's targeting that audience, that age group, which it makes sense because that age don't vote.
Right.
That age group does not vote. And if Meg can get her that group, because she's got over 75,000 more followers. Some of those artists like that.
Listen, Beyonce,
like Taylor Swift. Like Taylor Swift. I was telling somebody the other day. If Taylor Swift say, meet me down at the beach and we all jumping in naked, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna meet Taylor Swift down at the beach, ready to do what she said do.
Yeah.
That's how committed they are. We got to stop as Black folks, stop feeling like we got to be so concerned about how uncomfortable we make other people feel, because they're not concerned how uncomfortable they're making you feel. We're the most compassionate folks, and I understand we're the most compassionate and most forgiving folks, but this ain't the time to be compassionate. You can be compassionate, but don't make it seem like we got to always not worry about how we offending them or how we might say something. And how she had Meg on stage performing, and that's not a good look for her, because we shouldn't be this is women talking. We shouldn't be having women think like that's what we are and that's how we are. No, what Meg the Stallion, what she was targeting, using her to target, wasn't 50-year-olds, wasn't even 45-year-olds. She was targeting 30 and under.
Right, yeah.
That's the group she was targeting. 50-year-olds, 45-year-olds, y'all shut up. Shut up. It ain't about you.
Beyonce cleared her song for VP Harris to use on the campaign trail.
I played it tonight.
Okay?
Yeah.
In my opinion, this is the smartest move and strategic plan that the Democratic Party has done in years, with the S, in years, because as we said before, Trump had his whole campaign banked on
Biden.
On pointing out Biden's fallacies, right? Mm-hmm. And nobody ever thought to consider what if. I mean, they had the conversations in private about, we don't want Joe Biden to pass away and then VP Harris becomes the president. They had that conversation, but they never thought for 1 second that he would step aside and support her in running for president. But they're stupid, because she ran for president when he made her his VP.
Right.
That picture that I love to post of myself with VP Harris was when she was running for president the first time. So if at first you don't succeed, what Aaliyah said, dust yourself off and try again. Hello, this is trying again. And she's being very successful. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I'm with it. So ladies,
a couple of notes before we go. Miami-Dade County Public Schools, the United Teachers a Day, will resume our collective bargaining next Tuesday, which is August the 6th. And it's not our fault that we have not bargained since May the 8th, but that's neither here nor there. We're going back, and we're not settling for anything more than what we can get for our new contract for 2024-2025 school year. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Also, early voting begins tomorrow, and it runs through August 18th for Miami-Dade County. So you want to make sure that people go, because it's the primary. And then there are a couple of candidates I want to shout out here. Willis Howard, Bonita Peabody. She has a hyphen in it last name, but she's running for circuit court judge. You have some good folks. Christopher Benjamin is running for a judge position. Annette Tadeo. These are names that you probably should know of people that have served in other capacities but running for different offices. So I just want to shout out those names and have you all to take a moment and go and do your research on these candidates, the supervisor of elections, and also the sheriff race. Those are two important races. We have school board candidates running too. There's a school board race happening too, because the governor appointed people, but now those people have to now run to keep their positions. So that's a race that we need to keep our eye on, because yes, we get caught up in the hype of the national election and all that, and the congressional election, meaning the election of senators and House representatives on the federal level. All 432 seats up for re-election this year.
Right.
So all those folks have to be re-elected. So we have to pay attention to that. And I say that and I stress that again because at the local level, which is your state and local, those are the people who make the laws that govern us day to day. It's nice to be hyped up about the national election, the election of a new president, and all of that, but we have to make sure that we're paying attention to those other races. Circuit court judge, you got the wrong judge on the bench, you screwed.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
If you have
important.
the wrong person as sheriff, you screwed. If you have the wrong person as the supervisor of elections,
You've been saying it for a while.
Yes.
Like I started talking about Project 2025 way back in February, March. A lot of people looking at me crazy, like what is that? Who? Even I mean, when I brought it to us, y'all was like, huh? A lot of people never heard about it. But look,
I've done my research. Now I've done my research. I'm ready now.
It took Taraji to be on stage to now make mention about it. Now everybody is talking about it, and everybody needs to read up on it and be aware of it. But you've been saying it for a while, T, that we can't get caught up in this general. We got to focus on the primary and the local stuff, on these local areas, the senators and all that stuff, the representative. We got to focus on that, and we got to make sure we get the right people in that we know gonna do what they need to do and support what you need to support.
And not only that, one more thing about the primary. The primary, your election places are not where the polling places are when you usually go and vote in November. In the early, with the primary election and the early voting that starts tomorrow, typically your libraries and other places are where the early voting takes place. The actual polling places that you're usually assigned to vote, those are open until actual election day. So the primary election day is August the 20th. But from now until the 18th, from tomorrow until August 18th, that is the early voting for the primary. So you need to make sure you know if you're going to participate in the early voting in the primary, especially those who are maybe educators or been off from work for vacation for a while. Go ahead and do the early voting before you return to work in the next week or two. Get it over with. Get it over with. We got time to stand there and look at every
out of the way. And also let's make sure our senior saints, our senior citizens, make sure that they're abreast, make sure they're prepared. And I mentioned this a while ago that we need to make sure that they had everything. And if they do mail-in or they do early voting, I got an SUV now. I don't have the car now, so I can get more people to the polls than I used to do before. I can't do the mail-in ballots because I used to go and collect all the seniors' mail-in ballots and drop them off. Now I can't do that, but I can take them. This is plans, this is strategies that we need to be put in place now. We need to be working on this now, getting this stuff, the ideas to do this stuff now. Please, we can't wait to November to decide we're gonna do this. Okay, I'm gonna play one more clip. It's from Reverend Raphael Warnock. I like what he had said. He talked about his daughter and just the idea of the sisters. So I'm gonna play this and then we're done. Hold on. I'm sorry. To my 5-year-old daughter, she was 5 at the time. Thank you. That's pretty low. I sat down and I wrote a letter. Yeah, this came out low. I don't know if you can hear that, T. I said, dear Chloe, today we can. It's low.
Yeah, it's kind of low.
United States Supreme Court Justice. Yeah, this one is low. Oh man, I really wanted to play this. Supreme Court Justice who looks like you with hair like yours. Well, we can't hear it. We'll go back to Freddie because
Well, let me shout out now that I
They
pulled up
think
the
you need
flyer.
to put this country on notice and say, since you want to play in our face, you're going to mess around and find out. I like that because God is good enough to make sure that folk mess around and find out Biden was pressured into stepping down last Sunday after church. And then Biden pulled a fast one and said, all right, since I'm going to step down, I'm going to tell Kamala Harris to step up. And y'all, for a whole week, they've been messing around and finding out because that night, black women got on a call with 44,000 black women, raised $1.5 million because America's gonna mess around and find out. Black men were encouraged, got on a call the next night. 53,000 registered, raised $1.3 million because the country's gonna mess around and find out. But y'all black women started something because the next thing I know, white women had a call. White men had a call. LGBTQIA had a call. Because when they play in our faith, God says mess around and find out.
mess around and
Yeah, let's find out.
mess around and find out.
Listen, before we go, I need to throw these names out here again for people just to go look them up. It's Benita Jones Peabody, and she's running for judge of the you punch 311 for her. And then you have Willis Howard, who's running for supervisor of elections. You have Louisa Baez, who's running for a Congress seat. You have Annette Tadeo. You have Christopher Benjamin, who's running for judge. You have Luisa Santos, who's our school board member for District 9, running for re-election. It's a lot of good folks out here that are running. Of course, we know Mayor Cava is running for re-election. Right. We have some good folks out here running. Please pay attention to those school board races. Please pay attention to the sheriff race, because that's another very important one. It's a lot. It's a lot, but it's not so much to where you can't educate yourself and you don't have time to go out and find out who these people are. I'm shouting out the people who I know, and that I feel like need to make sure that you pay attention to them and what they're talking about in their platform. And like I said before, I ain't gonna tell you who to vote for. I'm just gonna tell you better vote.
and you can find that stuff online. You can find that. Please, you can get it online. You can go on your election, the Office of Election, and you can find that stuff online.
And then the organizations, like if you're a union person, your union probably has a card or a slate card with who they're endorsing and who they are suggesting that you vote for based upon what your union is about and what is needed to continue keeping your union up and operating, because as we've said before, the Republican Party has an agenda to get rid of unions, not just teacher unions, though we're being attacked very viciously, but it's all unions. So make sure that you're on top of that.
All right. They said they can hear. They said it was loud. So I'm gonna go back to Reverend Warnock.
Okay.
We were confirming her, a friend of mine, vice president, suggested that I write a letter. By the way, she's the first vice president who looks like you. I write to say that in America, you can be anything you set your head and your heart to be. Love that. I wrote that letter to my 5-year-old daughter. I was so caught up with enthusiasm, I called her on FaceTime to read the letter. She's 5 years old. She listened to the letter. She was not impressed. She said, "Can I go out and play now?" She didn't understand that letter then, but she'll understand it in a few years. I wrote that letter to my daughter for Georgia America, now is our time to write a letter to all of our children. Now is our time to write a letter to the future. Are you ready to write a letter to the future? Are you ready to tell your children that you stood up for democracy? That you stood up for a woman's right to choose? That you stood up for healthcare? That you stood up for the dignity of work? Are you ready to write a letter that says you stood up for the planet? That you embraced an America that embraces all of our children? Together we did it before, and together we will do it.
All right. He's telling Georgia, hey, they did it before. They can do it again. But he was saying how he wrote a letter to his daughter. That was touching, man. But she said she didn't understand it now, but she will understand it.
Later, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, listen, thank you, T. I sent you, the doctor. She lost power.
Man, she watched her sister.
She didn't have no power.
She watched her sister.
Power left her. Power, Lord.
No. She had a charge. She thought she could just plug it in and it'd be okay.
Yeah,
and then
no,
it wasn't okay. And then it was too late. Like she plugged it in too late. So
once again, thank you, T. Appreciate you.
No problem.
You so much. Enjoy the rest of your, because y'all about to get into it next month. Y'all
next month? You mean next week?
Ooh,
you mean next week? Shout out to all the educators that got to get back in the trenches. It's next week. Elders next week.
Winding out.
I still want my food stamps. We ain't gonna talk about it. All right.
Yeah, get off my live. Get off here. All right, baby. Thank you. Love you. Hey, listen, you've been listening, locked into the South Florida Live podcast. I'm your host, Jeffrey Brown. And hey y'all, I told you we had a lot to talk about on this evening. I don't know. I just had to show y'all that. This is the crazy folks that please forgive the language that's on that shirt. I'm sorry, but y'all got to understand this psychos, the crazy folks that follow this guy. They so special. They do stuff like this, y'all. Really? Come on, sister. Are you kidding me? Wow. Anyway, please forgive that contents of that of that picture of them of the words that was on that shirt. I'm sorry, but I just had to show y'all what the foolishness they got going on. The folks that follow them, but one thing I give it to them, they are committed. They are committed. If we ever get committed that way, we can do more than what we're doing now. All right. Hey, y'all, I love y'all. Let's make sure we go and vote. Let's prepare everybody, get everybody, Lottie Dottie and everybody ready to vote on coming up. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. As Vice President Harris always, she's starting to say her slogan is, when we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Hey, listen, God bless you. God keep you is my prayer. I'll pray for you. You pray for me. Hey, y'all, let's watch God change things.
Email your idea for show topics to the South Florida Live Show at gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in to South Florida Live with your host, Jeffrey Brown.